Hello, what's up, YouTube? Having some technical difficulty real quick here, just kind of bear with me. Still trying to figure out this OBS software. Well, I'm having some issues. I can bring up the internet, but I made a Word document that I'm having some issues with, but I'll get into it. There's a lot of news going around about the mistreatment of Skylar Diggins compared to Brittany Griner. And Skylar Diggins, played for the Team USA, Women's Team USA. And she was on maternity leave right now and says she can't use the Mercury facilities. The article here by Alexa Philippou from ESPN says that, and you can see her stats right there from her current stats here. This is the article that I'm going to read to you. That alleged Phoenix Mercury Skylar Diggins-Smith alleged Thursday that the team was not allowing her to use the practice facility while on maternity leave this season. Responding to a fan on X, formerly Twitter, who noted the organization did not wish Diggins-Smith a happy birthday on social media. The previous day, the six-time All-Star responded, "They're not going to acknowledge me this year, and that's okay. We're not affiliated unless it's the checks, per management. I can't even use the practice facility or any resources." The NBA's most recent collective bargaining agreement, Phoenix must pay Diggins-Smith full salary while she's on maternity leave. So she's on the roster, she's getting paid. Diggins-Smith later posted on social media that she has no access to massage therapists, the chiropractor, chefs, strength and conditioning nutritionists, accessibility, etc., that every other player has access to. However, I'm still down 48 pounds on my own, and I'm feeling great. Wow, she's lost 48 pounds after giving birth. That's incredible. And she's trying to get back, and she's trying to get back in shape. She's trying to work out. Meanwhile, Brittany Griner, who was released earlier this year from a Russian prison, just took a mental health break from the WNBA, and she gets, everybody loves Brittany Griner, and so do I, but the WNBA appears to be mistreating Skylar for wanting to get back in shape on maternity leave, whereas Brittany Griner can get away with whatever she wants and can do no wrong. That she basically took a hiatus from the regular season for a mental health break, and the WNBA doesn't see anything wrong with that, but yet there's issues with Skylar Diggins wanting to come to the practice facilities to work out, to get back in shape. But the Mercury are having some issues with that. It doesn't seem, I don't think the public's getting the whole story here. It doesn't seem right, doesn't seem fair. Diggins-Smith has yet to suit up for the Mercury this season after giving birth to her second child this spring. She last appeared for the Mercury on August 4th, 2022. which it's been right at a year since she suited up for her WNBA team. When she was leading the team in scoring and assists before stepping away for the rest of the season due to personal reasons. So now we're getting into something else here, that there might be some beef with Skylar and Phoenix that these headlines might not be discussing, that really only possibly Skylar and the WNBA might know about, but that the average person doesn't know. It was all good when I was leaving for personal time, Skylar posted, but when I'm leaving because I have complications and scared of risking my child while leading the league in minutes, pregnant, trade her. Now that's insane that Skylar is leading the league in minutes in the WNBA while she's pregnant. That's incredible. That right there, she deserves a medal. The former Notre Dame legend and number 3 overall pick in 2013 had previously posted clips on social media working out with former Phoenix player and assistant coach Bridget Pettis, as well as a Phoenix area YMCA. The team has not spoken publicly about the situation beyond saying Diggins-Smith is on maternity leave. Skylar is on maternity leave right now, and as we do with players on maternity leave, we give them their space. Phoenix interim head coach Nikki Blue said ahead of Thursday's game against Atlanta, when asked if Diggins-Smith allegations were true, what I'm really excited about is just tonight, like we're focused. We want to go out there and have a good game against Atlanta. Terry Jackson told ESPN, the WNBA executive director, the PA has been in regular contact with Skylar throughout her representation throughout the year. We will continue to support her. The WNBA said it had no comment. The relationship between Mercury personnel and Diggins-Smith appeared rocky last season. Deanna Taurasi and Diggins-Smith got into a heated exchange on the bench during a game early in the season, and later when then head coach Vanessa Nygaard said that it wouldn't be on an all-star game without Taurasi. It wouldn't be an all-star game without Diggins-Smith, who was named an all-star that year, responded to comments with the clown emoji on Twitter. She's done. There's some beef there. Nygaard was fired this past June following a league worst 2-10 start. Now you can't blame all that on the coach. Was the coach out there playing? So there's some responsibility on Skylar as well. So there's some conflict going on there between Skylar and management with the coaches, and then possibly her productivity is down, even though her stats look pretty good there, that you can see right there up on the screen. But switching over to Brittany Griner mental health update, that the Mercury star expected to return from a 3-game absence on Saturday. And we all know Brittany Griner being famous all over the news for being imprisoned in a Russian prison. Trade talks, the United States had to release Victor Bout, the merchant of death, in order for the Russian prison to release Brittany Griner. Let's get in the article here. Brittany Griner is expected to make her return from a 3-game absence on Saturday night when the Phoenix Mercury take on the Seattle Storm. The team announced on Friday Griner sat out of the Mercury's last 3 games in order to focus on her mental health. Brittany Griner here. This is Brittany Griner. Brittany Griner taking a mental health break. But yeah, Brittany Griner, she is the most famous person in the WNBA. Also played for Team USA. See Brittany, a picture of her right there. I like Brittany even when she played for Baylor. I mean, she was just slamming it. I mean, she's an incredible athlete, 6'9", dang near 250. Given the circumstances, it was unclear when or if Griner would return to basketball. She quickly decided that she wanted to play, however, and signed a one-year deal with the Mercury in free agency to remain with the team that selected her as the number one pick in the 2013 WNBA draft. She went to Russia to make more money. And just 5 months after arriving back on American soil, she was in the lineup on opening night when the Mercury took on the Los Angeles Sparks. On the court, Griner has largely been her usual self. Through 20 games, she is averaging 18.2 points, 6.7 rebounds, and 1.7 blocks per game on 57.5% shooting and ranks 11th in the league in scoring. She was voted as an All-Star. That was her 9th appearance in the All-Star game, which is tied for 4th all-time. This summer has not been without challenges, though. In addition to her most recent absence to focus on her mental health, she also missed 3 games with a hip injury in June. How come Brittany Griner is getting such favorable treatment where she can just leave and it be okay, whereas another player is trying to get back in shape to return. She wants to come back, yet she's not allowed to. Let's look at their stats. I mean, it might not just be beef, it might be stats. Let's look at, so Skylar Diggins-Smith that I had up earlier. So Skylar, she's out. Their bio here. Stats. Let's check these out. So, for Skylar's career, she's averaging 16.7 points, almost 3 rebounds, and 5 assists. Whereas in Brittany Griner, this season, she's dominating. She's averaging 18.2 points, 6.7 rebounds, 2 assists. So I mean, she's averaging 3 less assists than Skylar, but she's averaging more points and rebounds. I mean, Brittany's an incredible talent, incredible athletic specimen. It's just there's something else going on with this story that that we don't know between Skylar Diggins. But one thing is for sure, and that is the Merchant of Death, Victor Bout, loves the NBA. He loves Brittany Griner. Let's take a look here about Victor Bout if you don't know about him. Victor Anatolovich Bout is a Russian arms dealer, a weapons manufacturer, and former Soviet military translator. He used his multiple companies to smuggle arms from Eastern Europe to Africa and the Middle East during the 1990s and early 2000s. Bout gained the nickname the Merchant of Death and Sanctions Buster after British Minister Peter Hain read a report to the United Nations in 2003 on Bout's wide-reaching operations, extensive clientele, and willingness to bypass embargoes. What's interesting about him also is that he was Victor Bout was dealing with the United States. He was supplying weapons. He was helping to procure weapons for the U.S. and their beneficiaries. And it's okay when you're doing business with the United States government, but you can get yourself arrested if you're doing business with people other than the United States. Arms dealing, illegal arms trades with nations who aren't the United States. In a U.S. sting operation, Bout was arrested in 2008 in Thailand on terrorism charges by the Royal Thai Police in cooperation with American authorities. Of course, the United States ambassador to Thailand, Eric G. John, requested his extradition to the United States, which was eventually mandated by the Thai High Court in 2010. Bout was accused of intending to sell arms to a United States Drug Enforcement Administration informer pretending to represent the Revolutionary Armed Forces of Colombia for use against American forces in Colombia. Bout denied the charges and predicted an acquittal. In 2011, Bout was convicted by a jury at a federal court in Manhattan of conspiracy to kill American citizens and officials, delivery of anti-aircraft missiles, and providing aid to a terrorist organization. He was sentenced to a minimum 25 years imprisonment because the crime was due to the sting operation. From 2012 until 2022, Bout was held at the United States Penitentiary, Marion. In 2022, he was released in a prisoner exchange for American basketball player Brittany Griner, who had been incarcerated by Russian authorities for illegally bringing cannabis into the country. Bout had served 10 years in prison before his release in December 2022. So Victor Bout loves the WNBA. He loves Brittany Griner. If it hadn't have been for her playing basketball, he would still be in prison. But, going back to Skylar, I wish her well and a full recovery, and I hope that the WNBA will allow her to maintain working out privileges with the WNBA for her to get healthy and back out there on the court. It doesn't seem fair, but at the same time, that's life. But thanks very much, YouTube. Take it easy.